In this video, I want to talk about a mistake that still happens way too often in Pokemon Unite, and it's very annoying to deal with, which is overcapping goals. You would think it's quite easy to understand, right, that having a bigger number onto a goal means it's better. So if a goal is at 5 and you have 6 and the ally has 40, you let your 40 points of your ally go in, right? And a lot of people don't seem to understand it. I'm not sure if it's either because they don't know that scoring more gives more experience. They don't know that, you know, a goal can be overscored on. So if your goal has 80 points, you can put more than just 80 points into a goal. Those could be things, or just egoistic, or they just don't pay enough attention, right? Could be all of the things. But I really want to just try to reach some of you guys, because I know probably of you are also guilty on this, by not paying enough attention to a goal. And this game is a great showcase on how important it is, and it can just straight up win you games. Playing with Shifu right here, you're going to see at some point magic happen. Something I've not seen in solo queue before. It's going to be absolutely amazing. He was going to do some more Shifu shenanigans, diving to Flux Storm. But yeah, it is very important to put them like as many points into a goal as possible, right? So a goal is at 5. You don't just put 6 in and let your ally not score 40, right? It's a huge difference in the experience as well. All those points matter. The experience difference is absolutely insane. Here I had a bit too much fun now. It's just watching with Shifu sometimes is just absolutely ridiculous. Enemy Mewtwo is going to just get me right here. But yeah, it's very important to understand that putting more points into a goal will not just win you games, but also just help you throughout the game, because it gives you more experience, and putting that onto a carry Pokemon can also be very important. Of course, some people are like, but I needed to get my stack. I don't know if your stack is not worth it 30 or 40 points, for sure not. It could be, even if it's your last stack or something, one stack is not worth, 30, 40 points loss, because it can be very crucial, especially late game. If there might be no Rayquaza going down, or even if you lose Rayquaza yourself, the enemies get it, and you had a big enough lead throughout the entire game by overcapping, tier 1 or tier 2 goals, there's still a chance you can win. And that's something that, happened right here in this game, which again, we're gonna get there in a second. And it's just so frustrating. Like, I just don't know, it's like the most blood-boiling thing that happens to me when I see my goal or the enemy goal, getting destroyed by just the smallest amount of points. And I just don't understand why it happens. Let me know in the comments if you are someone that maybe just doesn't pay attention. Like, it could just people don't pay attention to it, but I do think they might just not know. I honestly think they might just not know, but in general. Also, there's a lot of scenarios where, like, a goal is at 40, right? And you have 30 and someone has 50. If you have 50, let the guy with 30 points score first, and then you go second with the 50 points, so you gain additional 30 points on top of it, right? That's also a common mistake. People don't try to min-max goals, which sometimes in the battle of the heat, it can happen, right? If there's a fight breakout on a goal, you just want to break it very fast, that's totally fine. But if you have the time in the world, the enemies on the round, try to maximize as many points as you can. Because there's often so many points just completely lost, because neither team really wants to, be patient on it. But you don't have to be too patient, of course. You don't want the enemies to come back in time, right? So you still want to slowly go for the goal. And but yeah, it just still happens very too often. And this is the moment where the magic happens, guys. This is one of the best moments I've experienced in quite a while. Look at this right now. I have 40 points. My team is currently scoring. I'm trying to get back to them right now, of course. And fighting the enemies right here. My team is gonna help me out. And then we go to the goal right here. I'm gonna keep on diving as well again. This goal is currently at 4, so my team already deposited all their points. And we're gonna go for the scissor. We keep on diving, going for the chaos. Actually, I thought it was a bit earlier, but it's gonna happen at any moment now. Going in, back in, searching strikes into the enemy team, get them. And look, all of my teammates are waiting for me to score. Not a single person takes the 4 points away. I have the maximum points right here, 40 in total. And we know that the enemies are dead. There's only an Eldegoss around, which is not gonna matter too much. All of my team was waiting for me to score. And it's actually something so basic, right? I feel like it should be a basic thing. And yet in Unite, with the most basic things, we're still impressed by. Because usually we get so disappointed by Unite players that even the smallest things is like, wow, I can't believe this just happened, right? That's just Unite. It's ridiculous that those small things that should be common sense. I feel like it should be common sense to make sure that you get the maximum points into a goal, right? It should be common sense, but it's not really. And we're going to have another scenario here coming up as well, which is very important. I'm going to pop my Unite move, go in. Urshifu is the absolutely broken character. I mean, actually, no, we do good down here. Okay, I was a bit late as well again. Have the Shedinja doll, got a bit bursted down there. Yeah, Urshifu is still kind of ridiculous, even though I just went down right here. I'm trying the Shedinja doll on it as well, which I do like a lot. I'm not sure if it's better than full heal. So the problem with full heal and Shedinja doll, now I'm going to a bit of a different topic, but I want to talk about this as well, because it's also important what's the Pokemon right here. It would be better if I could see my opponents, right? Against certain Pokemon, I want to have full heal. Against other certain Pokemon, I'd rather have Shedinja doll, right? and I wish I could see my opponents a bit earlier. I'm gonna dive in right here. I'm going for the next goal as well, and it's gonna be another just beautiful side where we set the goal to exactly 1 point. Elgos has 4, I have 12, there's 17 left. Puts it at 1, and we get a perfect over goal. So on bot path, we gained a lot of points. On top path now, we gained a lot of points. And this will add up across the game. And again, if the end game is very close, you will win games through this, because some end games are insanely close, and those points on the tier 1 goals are going to matter. Those 30-40 points, we gained like almost, we probably gained like 60 to 70 points now, right? With the bot over cap and the top over cap. Top was like 39, bot was it around like 30 or something, or 40 as well. So it is very, very important. I think it was on 4, right? So 36 and 39, which is a crazy amount of extra points. And the enemies might not even know about this, right? They're thinking like, oh my god, we broke their goals, and we should be leading, but we scored so much into the first goals that enemies are confident that they're winning, but they're not winning, right? This can also happen. Sadly, I'm actually the one that threw this game a tiny bit, which I also want to talk in a second. I'm actually the reason why this game got close in the end, because we are winning. We are doing pretty well right now, right? The game is going smoothly. Of course, the enemies also have a chance still, but I'm actually the one that throws this game away, sadly, a tiny bit by taking a very bad fight. Right now, we're still running over opponents with our surging strikes, almost level 40 now. And yeah, I want to talk about this a bit as well. Just a bit of education. I would like doing educational content, talking about my thought process a tiny bit. Of course, there's videos about, the goals being scored or something, but in the end, can use every opportunity as like a learning experience. Going to respawn right here. I'm going to fast forward a tiny bit. And here I take a very bad fight. Like I'm on late game Urshifu, I get a bit too excited. Like I'm not patient enough on this Pokemon sometimes. I guess Himamus right here, I'm just like, I'm Urshifu. I still think it's level 5. I'm not level 5 anymore. The enemies are also very high level. I take a very bad fight right here. My Leafeon doesn't have Unite. My Leafeon is not even here. My Slowbro doesn't have Unite. And I bait my team into this absolutely terrible fight. So this was completely on me. I'm like, okay, oh man. I just baited my team into this choke. They all get Unite move right. Again, this is like a very bad scenario. But I think it's just like the Urshifu syndrome. You dove onto your opponents the entire game, and then suddenly you're like, I'm gonna keep doing it because you're doing this entire game, right? But the enemies are also high level now, so you can't just do it. I can't just do this. My Leafeon is up here. My Slowbro doesn't have Unite move up. It is a complete terrible fight to take. My Elgos also just barely got Unite move back up. Trying to get back out, and in the end, my team is actually gonna just try and follow me, which they couldn't, and they all get just ran down by the Mewtwo Unite move into the choke. Trying to just make the best out of this right now. But yeah, this was for sure me, throwing the game. We get 2 KOs in the end, but they get me as well. It's only Leafeon up, and of course they can do Ray right here. But this is also something, because we got this point lead in the early game, we can still try to defend, right? We're going to respawn, and you just have to not be too nervous or anything. Just try to get shields of your opponents. Urshifu also with the passive can bypass the shield of Rayquaza, which means you can actually defend your goal, because you can damage to a Pokemon that is currently scoring, which is also very, very cool, very balanced. So up here, I'm jumping top. I saw them heading towards here, so I'm going to start hitting the scissor and do damage through the shield as well. It's not true damage. It's just some of the damage you do also bypasses the shield. So you do damage to the shield and the HP bar, at the same time, which means you can interrupt scoring. So I'm also able to get the Dragapult shield, and I'm just trying to live and trying to just make sure that they can't score any more points. And there was also a message happening. You can see, always very important to pay attention to the message at 1 minute. This one right here. It currently says we're still in the lead. By we're in the lead, it means we are between 20 and 99 points ahead. That means we're in the lead. 21 to 99 points, or 21 to 100 points. Everything above 100 is we have a big lead. And then everything between 0 and 20 or 0 and 19 is close battle. And then everything above that, or 29, or 21, to 99, is we in the lead. So very important to know, which means we're still in the lead right now, which means we can kind of count the promised Mewtwo score some points right here, which is 72. So now it's oh no. Those 70 points could be the difference maker, of course. High chance that a 72 between, the numbers of 21 and 99 is going to be enough. He scores another 18 points. And now I know we are currently losing, but I still have to base. I have to be the one probably defending. And Leafeon is going to rush towards the right side and try to score some points. Right now the game is very close, and we still have to defend, of course, a tiny bit, but Leafeon sneaks in, scores another 26 points. And now again, it's going to be a very close battle again. and we're pretty much just hoping that we're winning. We don't know if we won or not. We just know that it's very close. It's in margin of us being able to win. Leafeon seeks another 10 points. We still defend our goals, and the enemies are luckily not able to score any more points. We're holding top and bot. Also in these scenarios, it's very important to stay directly on the goal. Otherwise, what the Leafeon did, you know, is going to win you games. Because the enemies are not on the goal instantly. If you're on the goal instantly, because if someone has low points, right, they have to first jump. And if someone only has 10 points, you score so fast. The jump pad can't be fast enough, right? So it's very important in those late game defenses to have someone on top and bot already, and the rest can maybe on the jump pad. And because of our overscores, you can see we still won by 40 points in the end, which was very important. Of course, Leafeon scoring there as well. But this lead we built on overcapping. Imagine someone took the capture on bot path, right? We would have most likely lost if someone just took it away. That's, I mean, it's, you know, so it's very important that we overcap tier 1 goals in general. More experience, more points, more chance of winning the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.